Chicken is ridiculously expensive these days. In fact, last time I went to the supermarket, it would have cost me more to buy 2 chicken breasts than it would have to buy the whole chicken. That doesn't make any sense. So today I'm going to show you how to butcher a whole chicken. From one chicken, you get 2 chicken breasts, 2 chicken thighs, 2 chicken drumsticks, 2 chicken wings, and 2 chicken tenders. And we also get the carcass, which we can make stock out of. All that for less than 2 chicken breasts. I think that is a far better deal. So today I'm going to show you how to butcher a chicken. We're going to go through all of the techniques that you need to get from this to this. This is a skill I really think is worth knowing. From one chicken, you can make 5 or 6 meals versus 1 packet of chicken breast where you might only get 1 or 2 meals if you're lucky. So hopefully you're convinced by that and willing to give it a go. And if so, let's get straight into that. You're going to need a sharp knife for this. We're not going to be chopping through chicken bones, but we are going to be chopping through chicken joints and cartilage, so you do need a sharp knife for this. And if you don't have a sharp knife, I highly recommend watching my video where I show you exactly how to sharpen your knife like a chef does. Link is up there. Now, of course, to be able to butcher a whole chicken, you're going to need a whole chicken. So go off to the supermarket and go and get yourself one. The best way to do this though is to buy the biggest chicken that you can find. If you buy the biggest chicken that you can, it means every part that you get off it will be proportionate to how big that chicken is. So in my opinion, the bigger the better. The best way to get your chicken on the cutting board is to have the breasts facing up. This is what it should look like. So we have 2 breasts at the front here, and you can tell it makes this love heart-like shape. Then we have the chicken legs off to the sides, and of course the chicken drumsticks at the back there. If we flip that chicken over, it looks a little different. I would not be filleting a chicken on this side, but I want to show you this because we have the thighs on the left and the right hand side here. And of course we have the chicken wings here as well. Now we'll take all of these off and I'll show you exactly how to do that. The first thing that we're going to do is take note of the ridge down the middle here, okay? This is what divides the left breast from the right breast. And we're going to take that skin off now so that we can see that a little clearer. So I'm going to take my knife, I'm going to run that along, just separating the skin. And so you can see the importance of having a sharp knife here. I've separated the skin now and I haven't gone into the tissue. I'm just going to peel that skin off to the sides so you can see that we have the left breast and the right breast, and it's in this love heart-like shape. So the first step here, let's take the left breast off. I'm going to get my knife and I'm going to run it along this line, but slightly off to the left. And you'll see as I do that, the breast will start coming off. And you can see already that breast is starting to come off there. Now the next thing that we want to do, we want our knife to be running alongside that cartilage that is in the center of the chicken carcass. So we're going to do exactly that. We take our knife and we run it alongside like that. And we just want to be following the carcass. You can tell the difference between, of course, the flesh and the carcass. They're slightly different colors and you can see the texture is very different. We'll run our knife again along that. And now we basically have the chicken thigh almost separated. There's one final step that we need to do. We need to run our knife along this part here, and a few strokes will separate that even further, and you'll notice that it's connected via a bone. So the best thing to do here is to keep running your knife along, and you just want to separate it like that. And you'll notice it is connected by the skin. We just want to run a knife through there. And there you can see we've taken that chicken breast off, and that looks pretty tidy and clean to me. So I'm going to take that and put that off to the side there, and now we need to do the right chicken breast as well. All you need to do that is the same thing that you did on the left, but on the right hand side now. So let's do that. So you can see this bone a little clearer now. It runs down the middle here. So to take the right hand side off, we need to run our knife down the right hand side of that bone. So let's do that. So again, running our knife along the right hand side of that bone, and you can see the chicken breast is already starting to pull away. Now I find it useful to come from the other side. I'm just going to run the knife along there like that. Do that a few times. We are just following this ridge here that you can see is appearing. We're just slowly working away. Eventually, all that will be left is that chicken thigh, which is just attached by a bit of connective tissue now. And I can just pull that away. And there is the second chicken breast. You can see that only took a minute or two, and we already have 2 chicken breasts here, but there's one further step to make this complete. We're going to take our chicken breasts, flip them over, and anatomically, this is actually where we get the chicken tender from. It's a beautiful part of chicken that is useful for many, many recipes. All you need to do to get that chicken tender off is to grab it and simply pull. You can see the chicken tender comes right off like that. We do that for both of them. Pull, right off like that. So we now have 2 pretty large chicken breasts and 2 chicken tenders. Already, that is value for money. After we've taken the 2 chicken breasts off, the best thing now to do is actually to flip over the chicken. The next job that we have to do is take the chicken thighs off and the chicken drumsticks off as well. Now, a bit of a trigger warning, this part is a little bit grotesque, but it is the best way to do this. You're going to want to take your chicken thighs and get your hands underneath it like this. We're going to take our chicken like this, and we'll put our thumb on top of that joint, and we'll press down until those joints dislocate. And you'll know when you've done that because they feel quite loose. Once we've done that, we'll flip the chicken back over. We'll then take our knife. I'm going to start with the right thigh. I always tend to start at the top of the thigh here, and you'll see there's a bit of skin in the way. We can just move that out of the way. Now that the hip is dislocated, you'll see there's a muscle insertion here. Now we want to be running our knife alongside that. And the goal with our knife is to run along the muscle tissue here so that we can remove this muscle. And once you've made that cut, you'll find that you pretty quickly get yourself to the hip bone. What you then do is you take your chicken, which you've made the cut in, and you flip the chicken over, and you should be able to see the hip bone there. What we're going to do, we're going to take our sharp knife, this is why it is important to have a sharp knife, and run the knife through that bit of cartilage right there. And there we have it. That is the chicken thigh, and of course the chicken drumstick. I'll set that off to the side. We can then do that with the second thigh here. Now I'm going to flip the chicken over because I find that is a bit easier. I'm going to take my knife. Again, we're going to just get rid of that skin, move it out of the way so we can see what we're doing. And again, we're going to take our knife, run it along this way here. And pretty quickly, you'll find the hip bone because your knife will hit something hard. We'll take our chicken thigh, pop it open so we can see the hip bone there. Then we'll run our knife through that cartilage, and then we can just run our knife directly through what remains. And there we go. The chicken thigh, the chicken drumstick. After we've taken the 2 chicken thighs and the 2 chicken drumsticks off, we're going to clean them up a little bit. Now, like when we were taking these off, we need to go through a bit of cartilage on this, and this part takes a bit of practice. So we're going to take our knife and we are going to find this line that runs diagonal through here. And if you flip the chicken thigh over, we can see we've got a bit of excess skin. But that line that we're looking for is this line right here. We're going to run a knife directly through, and if you've found the right spot and your knife is sharp, you will be able to run directly through that and separate the chicken thigh and the chicken drumstick. So once again, we've got our chicken drumstick and our chicken thigh. There is a line that goes across here, which you can see easier if you flip that over and remove the skin out of the way. There it is right there. You can see the fat tissue going across there. So we take our knife, put it on there directly, and cut through again, just like that. And you can see we now have 2 chicken thighs and 2 chicken drumsticks. The next thing that we can do if we want, we can remove the bones from the chicken thigh. To do that, we flip it over, we get our knife, and we run our knife alongside the chicken thigh bone. So, like this, and that should expose the bone. Then we start running our knife alongside that bone, again, just on the outside of it. And the goal is to just take our time and eventually you'll find you can get to a point where you can put your knife behind the bone and just run your knife along through there. And then I like to use the back of my knife and scrape down the bone, and eventually you can pull that bone off. Do not throw this away. We can use that in our stock. So there is one boneless chicken thigh. We'll do that now to the other chicken thigh. Running our knife alongside that, you'll get to a point where you can put your knife under the bone. That's great. Lift up, run the back of your knife alongside the bone until you get to a point where you can take off the bone. Just like that, we now have 2 chicken thighs, 2 chicken drumsticks, and 2 bones that we can use for stock. So that's quite a lot of work already. And hopefully you're starting to see the value in actually buying and butchering a whole chicken, because we have, and we're not even finished yet, 2 chicken breasts, 2 chicken tenders, 2 chicken thighs, and 2 chicken drumsticks. I've removed the meat from the chicken drumsticks because I'm going to mince them up and use them in a different recipe. Link in the description. But you of course can leave that meat on and use them for a different recipe. But you can see, we have heaps of food here. And from this alone, I think we could probably make 4 or 5 meals. Now the last and final step is to remove the chicken wings. And that's an easy one, and you can use those for whatever you like. I find them a bit fiddly, so I tend to use them for stock. But a great way to cook with these is to save them up, and after 6, 7, 8 chickens, you'll have about 20 chicken wings, and that's a whole meal in and of itself. But let's take those chicken wings off. Now to take the chicken wings off, we flip the chicken over, and all we need to do is run our knife in between that bone joint here, and you'll find that it's a bit of fiddling, but eventually you can take that off. And to get the typical chicken wing, you cut through the cartilage there, and there you go. There are your 3 pieces to the chicken wing. And again, from a different angle, we take our knife, we run it underneath the bone, bit of fiddling, there we go. Set the chicken carcass aside, run our knife through the bone there, and there you go. You've got your chicken wings that you can cook up, and I tend to use these 2 bits in stock. So there you have it. We have 2 chicken breasts, 2 chicken tenders, 2 chicken thighs, 2 chicken drumsticks, and of course the wings as well. So that is everything for today. Hopefully you see the value in being able to take a whole chicken and break it down into this here. It can save you a lot of money along the way. So in an upcoming video, I'll show you what you can do with these parts here. But until then, happy cooking.